This is the Royals POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Kansas City Royals. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome in to the Royals POSTCAST here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your host, Chance Liebau. I'm here to bring you reactions to every single Royals game the rest of the way. You can follow me on Twitter at Chance Liebau. It's right by my name tag here on the video. And if you are not here live, you can't make the show live, don't worry. These episodes are uploaded for you to listen to at your leisure, on demand, anytime you want to listen to them. You can listen to the first one we did. You can listen to the last one we did. That is how this show goes. So appreciate you guys who are here live, and thank you for making Locked On Royals or the Royals POSTCAST your first listen every day. Before we get started, remember to subscribe to the channel if you are here and turn on our notifications so that you get an alert whenever we go live. Thank you guys so much for joining the show. Feel free to join the live chat, and I'll do my best to get to your comments because obviously that sucked. That game sucked. Then it was really fun. And then it was a lot of fun. And then the game sucked and it was over. So not a fun loss at all to open up the second half of the season. It's not where I wanted to be coming to you live here on YouTube. It's not where I'm sure many of you wanted to be there live. But yeah, that was real. That was fun, but it wasn't real fun at the end. So we are going to head right into it. Let's get it started. Here is what you'll be talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
It's hard to have just one, isn't it? I mean, this was a game with a lot of things that you probably are going to have your mind on. We'll start out with the most recent thing. I was going to talk about Seth Lugo's outing and kind of tell you guys to pump the brakes a little bit. But let's talk about that 10th inning. A lot of fun for that 10th inning. You get Adam Frazier with an RBI double, proving that I don't know if I'd say proving. It's a one-game sample set, and he had a chance to win them a ball game. Adam Frazier has a great pinch hit double. The reason that the Royals got him was to be a bench bat, to be a pinch hitter in those situations. I didn't tweet it out because I was busy at work today, but when their lineup got released and it was John Rave in left and not Adam Frazier, I was a little bit shocked and a little bit upset. But there's a reason Matt Quatrero gets paid a lot more money than I do, exponentially more money than I do. And it's because he teed it up perfectly today in the lineup. Really did a good job today at getting the right guys in a position to succeed. And I felt pretty happy with what the offense gave them today. I mean, Sandy Alcantara, if you were to just pull away the curtain and just look at him as an overall pitcher, he's not an easy guy to hit. I mean, he's got a big ERA this year, coming back from an injury, just doesn't have the same kind of stuff he did when he was a literal Cy Young winner a couple of seasons ago. But instead, the Royals were able to tag him pretty well. I mean, they got after him today. John Rave hitting fastballs, the offense as a whole. I mean, getting 4 runs there in the fourth is kind of a big deal. When's the last time the Royals scored 4 runs in a game on the road? I mean, or 4 runs in an inning on the road. So obviously getting that start there in the 4th inning was a big deal for them. The offense getting going. I mean, I turn around, I'm making dinner. I turn around and John Rave is in the dugout and the Royals have 3 on the board. And I'm trying to do the math like what actually happened because God knows I don't like John Rave. So I was a little bit, I don't want to say shocked that they were able to hit Sandy that well, but 8 hits off Alcantara, 2 walks. I mean, that's more than enough out of 6 innings of work. And I thought the ABs looked solid. I thought they did just fine as a unit, as a cohesive unit. Now, the top half of the lineup has to be much, much better than what we saw today. I mean, I was preparing to kind of talk about how poor the top half of the offense was. Top third, really. I mean, when you get 1 hit out of Bobby, India, and Vinny and 4 strikeouts out of those 3, you're not going to have a very, very successful day. Credit the Royals, credit the bottom 2/3 of the lineup for being able to handle the pressure and be able to carry the offense today. Something, I mean, I don't think we have an opportunity to say that all season, that the bottom 2/3 of the lineup has done anything of the sort. But instead today, they really, really did a good job today. Bottom half of the order did their jobs. Michael Garcia, I was listening to Jack's show yesterday when he was talking about guys that might take a step back and might have a good second half. And he said Michael Garcia is a guy step back. I was in that boat. He was the first guy that came to mind for me when he was talking about guys that might take a step back. But today, Maikel Garcia working all three sides of the field. That was a great day for Maikel at the plate. But obviously, the bullpen decisions, I know a lot of people are in the chat. I know we've already seen some people saying, need to get rid of Estevez, move Urseg to closer. Estevez is overrated. I don't know if I'd say he's overrated, but he is very the Royals have a conundrum on their hands similar to what they did. I don't want to say in 2014. I'm saying similar to 2014. Wade Davis was the best pitcher in that bullpen, bar none. Wade Davis was their 8th inning guy. Greg Holland was their 9th inning guy. And Greg Holland, you had to hold your breath when Greg Holland took the mound in the 9th inning with a 1-run lead because his command wasn't spectacular. If he didn't have his best stuff that night, it was not a sure thing that it would get done. And so the Royals have, I don't want to call it a similar conundrum, but one along, it's a rung below on the ladder what the Royals had to deal with in 2014, where they had an elite setup guy in Wade Davis. Hell, you could even say 2 elite setup guys in Davis and Herrera, and a closer that was, a little bit worrisome at times, inconsistent, didn't have his best stuff. I think Estevez is just fine. He's better than the alternative. I like Estevez a lot more in the 9th than I would in the 8th because I don't know. I just like the way that Quatrero uses Lucas Urseg. I just like using him in the most high leverage situation because he's proved time and time again that is where he's at his best. Matt Quatrero probably didn't know that the game was going to go to the 9th inning or else to the 10th inning, or else he might have used Lucas Urseg, or you had to get to the 10th inning. So you use Lucas Urseg in the 9th inning. So I'm fine with how they use the 2 guys in the back end of that bullpen. Guys, at this time last year, we were discussing whether John Schreiber or James MacArthur should be the closer. So we can just pump the brakes on, get rid of Estevez. He is a heck of a lot better than the alternative option is, which is, who do you even want in that back 9 of that bullpen? Because I like Lucas Urseg. I like him a lot. I think he's the best reliever in this bullpen. Carlos Estevez, a blown save tonight. He's not had a good couple of weeks, but that sometimes happens to relief pitchers. I think that he was well-deserved all-star, but I think tonight he left a few balls in the middle of the plate, got a little bit, I don't want to say cocky, but he definitely trusted his stuff a little bit too much tonight, and he paid the price for it as the Royals lose. Final score of 8-7 against the Miami Marlins, starting out the second half in a bad loss any way you slice it. That was not ideal for the beloved Kansas City Royals. All right, when we come back, we will talk a little bit about Seth Lugo's outing. I know a lot of people are worried about his trade value. I'll tell you why it doesn't matter that much, why Seth Lugo's outing tonight was more encouraging than what many people believe it would be. That's all coming up next here on the Royals Postcast. Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action. Why not make it a little more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game while your friends are getting sunburnt at the beach. I've been using FanDuel to track my favorite matchups, and the app keeps it fresh with new daily promotions and fun ways to bet. It's easy to use, fast to pay out, and makes even regular season games feel like must-watch events. New to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. I was not exactly happy with how Seth Lugo pitched today. He was fine. I think that the one thing that you can be encouraged by if you're the Red Sox or if you're the Blue Jays or the Dodgers or a team that is likely going to be in the Seth Lugo market, you can be encouraged by the fact that he had a really bad first 2 innings. A really bad first 2 innings, and the guy went 6. That's not common in Major League Baseball, except for guys that you're just throwing out there to throw out there, like a Jordan Lyles. Jordan Lyles will get tagged for 8 innings, but by God, he's going to make his way into the 6th. Seth Lugo settled in after a rough first 2 innings. He settled in, was able to pitch just fine the rest of the way. The final 4 innings went swimmingly, and I think that's why a team like the Red Sox, who kind of have to – I don't like the Red Sox pitching staff. They don't have a lot of innings eaters. At the end of the day, that's all Seth Lugo is going – It's not all he's going to be. But at the end of the day, he's a innings eater on steroids is what Seth Lugo is. So I was fine with how he looked today. Obviously not the start you wanted, but for him to get through 6, no walks, didn't really play for strikeouts, pitch to contact, big ballpark, let your guys go make plays. I mean, Kyle Isbell lollygagging to a fly ball, a routine fly ball, and giving up on it. A couple balls just left right over the middle of the plate that you just can't have happen. That would be my biggest gripe of the day with the Royals. But also my biggest gripe, and I tweeted this out, Vinny Pasquantino and Michael Garcia with probably the 2 worst at-bats of the season before Adam Frazier's pinch hit double to give the Royals the lead. The 2 worst at-bats of the season. You have runners on second and third. Really, absolutely a necessity to score at least one of them. And to get the second one is even more important if you want to win the game. And at the end of the day, Vinny pops out, which he's been doing quite a lot recently. I know he had a hit streak come to a close today, but he's been much more inconsistent, hitting pop-ups with runners that, I get it. He's trying to put a ball in the air. He's trying to get a ball the other way to score a runner. But he had a couple of those at-bats in the Mets series too. I mean, the first inning of the Mets game 1, Vinny had the exact same thing happen to him. Michael, another bad at-bat with runners in scoring position. Michael had a horrible at-bat in the 10th. I mean, to let I get it. You might not be sitting slider. You have an approach. I'm not going to be like, you should have swung at that pitch. It might not have been what he was sitting on. But for him to have that kind of at-bat with runners on second and third, need it, 1 out, just put a ball in the air, put a ball on the right side of the infield, and we're in the clear, and he strikes out. I mean, those guys, and it's night and day difference from what we saw last year from the Royals, who were the elite of the elite with hitting with runners in scoring position. Now they have guys like Vinny and Michael who just can't seem to have an approach to plate. They're not guessing right. They're not having a good enough approach to plate. They're not seeing the pitches well enough. That's been a big difference for the Royals this season, is that hitting with runners on base has become a problem for them in a big way. And so tonight they got bailed out by Adam Frazier, but at the end of the day, they still took the loss. I was very upset with Michael and Vinny, and I was more than willing and more than prepared to come onto this show and rip them, to shreds if Adam Frazier doesn't hit a 2-run double to give them the lead. And even then, they still deserve their fair share of criticism, because those were the 2 worst at-bats of the season, was in the 10th inning, second and third, less than 2 outs, get a ball in the air or a ball on the right side of the infield, and somebody's crossing home plate. So I was not happy with the top half of the lineup. Jonathan India didn't have a good day. Bobby Witt Jr. had 1 hit to extend his road hitting streak, but it was a chopper to the pitcher a chopper to the right side that he beat the pitcher of the bag. I mean, that's just what you're going to get from the Royals, is a lot of inconsistency. So we're going to get to some comments here. This is obviously not an ideal situation for the Royals to be in, but misery loves company. We've got a lot of comments today. Bolin said, I was there when Bobby Witt Jr. let Seth Lugo hang our season over the plate, and John Rave stood alone in defiance. That's a good comment there. A lot of people were talking about Rave in Miami. Everybody loves a good Miami Rave. That was a good one. David saying he takes back his bad mouthing of the Frazier trade. I was pro Frazier trade. That's what you bring in Adam Frazier for. But yeah, not the result at the end of the day that they wanted to get to. Adam saying, if that game doesn't sum up the season, I don't know what does. Agreed, Adam. That was just another bad one for the Royals. If you guys have any questions, I know Jack usually does a mailbag Friday, but if you guys have any questions or anything, but yeah, I know a lot of people calling for Estevez's head. I'm fine with him staying in the 9th inning. He's the best. I don't want to say he's the best 9th inning guy, but I'm fine with the way they use Lucas Ursig. But it was, somebody saying it was the Rave and Stowers show tonight. Yeah, Kyle Stowers is really, really hot right now. I think that the price of the brick is going up there with Kyle Stowers by day, because he had 3 homers against the Orioles on Sunday. So yeah, the price of the brick is going up there. Gary Boyd, Estevez has been pretty horrible in the 10th inning. Offense has to do a better job of not getting them to the 10th inning. It's one of those things where, if you don't want to lose a game in the 10th inning, win it in the first 9. And the Royals weren't able to do that tonight. Somebody saying Vinny should have focused on something other than tweeting. I'm okay with them taking some relaxed time. I mean, the All-Star break is too short anyways for those guys. They need some relaxation time. Jalen saying Royals had 3 pitchers capable of getting saves in the clutch. It's kind of the same this year. Yeah, they've got 3 guys that you can really trust, and everybody else is a coin flip at this point. Somebody said we need a true closer. Estevez is a contact pitcher. I disagree. I think he's fine. Yeah, people saying the Royals aren't going to get Stowers. Yeah, I think that's kind of a pipe dream now. But I think if they were to trade a Blake Mitchell to get him, I'd be fine with it. But Lugo back to being bad. Lugo was fine for the final 4 innings, so I'm fine with how Lugo pitched in the final 4 innings. Yeah, I was fine with how Lugo threw today. Obviously, he didn't want the first 2 innings to go as they did, but I just thought that he was. I was fine with how he pitched the final 4 innings. He bounced back really well. But yeah, I wouldn't give up the top prospects anymore. I certainly wouldn't give up the top prospects anymore for anybody, really. I think that they need to kind of clutch their pearls, and maybe they give Lugo up, or if they keep him, they have a confidence that they can re-sign him. But yeah, John Rave, I've talked so much crap on John Rave tonight, or not tonight. I knew at some point he would bounce out of his slump, but I didn't know it was going to be like this. I mean, 2 homers tonight in a pitcher-friendly ballpark. I mean, good for him. I'm happy for him. I really am. I'm not going to wish ill on anybody at all, especially players on the team that I cheer for. But yeah, this was a really bad showing for the top half of the offense. A lot of people calling for Kyle Stowers. Like I said, that's going to be really expensive, and I don't think that he's the answer, although I think he would be a solid bat to have. I just don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, there are a lot of comments here, and I'm probably not gonna be able to get to all of them. I've got to get going tomorrow. I'm going to do my best to give you guys a Royals postcast tomorrow. I am going to be at a family reunion in a place in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to try to be doing it from my grandma's office space in her house. I'm going to try to give you guys a Royals postcast tomorrow. If connection fails, like happened to Jack the Monday that he filled in for me, then so be it. But I'm going to do my best to give you guys a Royals postcast tomorrow around 6 o'clock. Hopefully they give us something to cheer about. But tonight, obviously not the result that we wanted to see. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for making Locked On Royals podcast or the Royals postcast your first listen of the day. Don't forget to hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and be sure to tune in tomorrow for our Royals postcast when they return to action against the Miami Marlins. I'm Chance Liebau. This has been the Royals postcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network.